Are live. So let's take a look at question number 3. We're on page 97. And let's look at question number 3 on your journal. Okay, so first of all, if we're given the equation, it is a parabola because it's an x squared. I know it's a parabola because that is definitely an x squared, right? So I can find the zeros by setting equals 0. And one of my zeros is -5, and the other zero is -1. So if I graph my zeros at -1 and -5, I know the parabola is going to go through those points. That seems easy, right? That makes sense. Now the axis of symmetry has to go right through the middle of the graph. So what I did is I just went between the 2 points and I drew that axis of symmetry. Hey Lynn, I know. Here, I'll have you guys take your quiz while I'm working on this. Okay.
Did we already take it?
Yes.
They're in the pod.
So, if that's the case, then I know that the axis of symmetry in this case is -3 for the x value, but what I don't know is the corresponding y value. So to take and find the vertex, I'm going to take this -3, I'm going to plug it back into my equation. So I plug the -3 in for x, and the -3 in for y, and I put the -3 there, and the -3 there. So I'm going to get a 2 times -2 makes -4. So my vertex then is at -3. -4, and then I can just create my parabola. Okay, how's that? Now domain's easy. Domain's all real numbers, right? Okay. Okay. So domain is x equals all real numbers, and range, of course, is y is greater than or equal to -4. Okay. All right. Does that seem kind of easy? So I'll say it again. That's a -3 comma -4.
No, the y equals 2 times.
Oh, here?
No, below. Yeah, right.
Oh, that's 2 times a -2. Right? Sorry. Because it's -3 plus 1?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so...
81 is broken.
Well, okay, then put it on my desk. I put a help desk. Okay, so let's go back through this one more time because it's not that hard. So I know, here's my zeros, right? Line of symmetry has to go through the middle, right? That gives me the x value of the vertex. And when I get the x value of the vertex, Hannah, put your phone away. Then I plug the x value into the equation to get the corresponding y. Thumbs up on that? Okay, good. Now let's look at 6. 6 is the same problem, it just hasn't been factored yet, right? So on 6, if I factor it first, let's see, I can get x plus 5, x minus 3, right? So then my zeros are going to be at x equals -5 and x equals +3, right? So if I'm going to graph that in, let me at least put those on the graph. Grab a ruler. My graph, let's see, -5, 3, so maybe right about there. And I'm going to then go and put 1 point at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3. Now, the axis of symmetry is right down the middle, right? So my axis of symmetry has got to be right there, correct? So my axis of symmetry in this case is x equals -1. That's also where the vertex lies. The vertex has to be along the line of symmetry. So if I plug in my -1 into my original, if I go, okay, y equals a -1 squared plus a 2 times a -1 minus 15. And let's see, I'll get 1 minus 2 minus 15. -16, I think, right? Let's see, I might have to go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. I'll go by 2s. -2. -2, -4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, -16. And I also know I have a y-intercept of -15, which could be right about there. There's my graph. Okay. So far, so good? It makes sense. It does. I know Mr. Davis called math nerd. It does make sense. It's got to be right in the middle, right? You guys agree? Axis symmetry is right in the middle, okay? So then if I turn the page, and so use the zeros to graph the function. We've done that. 11. I was kind of hoping for one that would be a little bit unique. No. Okay, we'll stop there, all right? And I will stop recording because that seems pretty easy, okay?